Ready. Play.
It's like a great goal at your own level this week. It seems to be.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like playing on the team, and especially since this is Kathy's last tie, and we've lost to Czech Republic 3 times before, or two times. Was it 2 or 3?
Yeah, 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 in a row. So we don't want to lose 3 times in a row, and we want to go out there and give it a better, a better start than what we have done previously. So I feel like I had some extra motivation today just to try to help my teammates out as much as possible, because Sonia does not have an easy match playing against another Grand Slam champion. It's going to be a great matchup, but I really wanted to try to take control early and just kind of set the pace as much as I could.
Congratulations to victory, Danielle. And we know the format, we are in group stages right now, but this feels like a quarter-final type. I don't know if maybe you discussed it with Kathy earlier on before the match, but as you mentioned, having lost 2 times in a row, it adds a little bit of a spice, maybe in terms of getting revenge to the Czech Republic?
Well, I mean, I don't know if, with our personalities and how, laid back and, fun-loving we are, I don't know if we're we're gonna, try to get revenge on these players, but I think we just are always up for a challenge, and are, as individuals, we're certainly challenging ourselves to get better and improve. And then collectively as a team, I think we want to come together and get the victory. So that we're just focused on what we have to do to win, and really focused on, our patterns, what we need to do, playing our games, and doing the best that we can. That's all there is to it.
I don't know. Obviously, the Czechs have got so many options, kind of like the US. Just wondering how you went into preparing for this match. Did you have a sense that they might put Siniaka out in that position, or were you more prepared to play someone else?
Yeah, I think with the coaches having the ability to kind of change the lineups too, I think it's like an hour before we go on. You never really know who you're going to play, so it's really important to prepare for really anyone, especially on a team that's so strong. So we have our statistician who, comes up with reports and helpful ideas and patterns that we can use against these players, and then we have that information, we can go to it, and we really kind of just study everyone on the team so that we're ready no matter what.
I saw you midway through the second set just cool the racket a little bit to suggest to me at least that you were on fire, and so was your racket arguably. But I was also thinking at the same time about the atmosphere. And of course it's a kind of unique situation, bearing in mind 95% of the time the atmosphere is much calmer and quieter. But do you feel as though you enjoy this kind of atmosphere more than the sort of, quieter nature of most other tournaments?
Yeah, I love the camaraderie that all of us get to share. I mean, I couldn't express that more. I think all of us do, and I think we prefer, most of us, to be playing on a team. And then having lots of fans and playing for something bigger than yourself, having people that are there specifically because they're American or they're supporting the American teams. We're just playing with a lot of passion and excitement, and I just try to be myself out there. I'm pretty spunky and fun-loving, so I feel like most of even my opponents know that it's always in good spirit. But trying to have fun out there. I think a lot of us, we get so wrapped up in our tactics and our strategy, and sometimes it's easy to kind of go out there and not show a lot of emotion or energy, whether it's positive or negative, and it can become kind of mundane. So I just try to bring a little bit variety and fun to the match, and I think everybody gets a sense of that when I do things like that.
Congrats on the win. On paper, I think a lot of people are considering the Czechs to be one of the favourites. I wonder, the US are usually the favourites going into most ties. Does it feel strange. Do you feel like the underdogs, and does that feel strange? Is it acting as extra motivation?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the favorites, it's all subjective, really. I mean, especially with the depth that we have on the women's tour, any week, any player has a chance of winning tournaments and Grand Slams. And so I think it's the same for this type of event, especially when you're playing for your country, because I feel like the biggest thing I've noticed the most is that I think when people are just playing for themselves individually, it's easier to throw in the towel, it's easier to give in, but in these team matches, no one gives up. People are fighting to the end. They're playing with more passion, more excitement, more energy, and they're not getting down as much because they're not just out there by themselves. So they have that extra encouragement, and it makes it more difficult. So I really feel like any of these teams could win, and I think in all of the teams' minds, no one's going like, ooh, you know, so-and-so's the favorite, like we better be scared. Like, we're all competitors in really high levels, so that's never really our mindset. We just go out and try to do the best that we can, and I think with the team that we have, I mean, Sonia's won a Grand Slam, I've made Grand Slam finals, Sloane's won a slam, Czech Republic, like similar type, you know, of players with very similar accomplishments. So I feel like, you know, I don't know if the favoritism really plays into it so much, to be honest. I think our mentalities are just like trying to figure out ways to win no matter what.
Last one? Or... No, good? Great. Thank you. Thanks, Tom.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.